Hello my friend, it's King Gabriel again, and we're here for another impromptu video. This video is about changeability and changing consciousness, right? When we look at what's going on in the experience, anybody who takes any type of path that's honest, sometimes called spiritual as well, but there are different definitions of that and what different people would perceive as being spiritual, etc. So just to be honest about things, there is a direct reflection of what's held in the consciousness, which is all we believe and accept as true in our environment. And as the explorers, the scientists in a sense that we are a little bit, right, we'll see that it's up to us to make the changes in consciousness, right, in order to see the life that we want to see, or sometimes we think that. But truly, at the bottom of it all, there's a way to have life unfold in the way that it's meant to, without our interference, right? Because what we do sometimes is we interfere. And to get really clear about that point, what I'm speaking about is that sometimes you may feel a feeling or experience something that's going on, and we wonder why it's happening. It may be in the form of an illness, it may be in the form of a situation gone wrong, a fight with a sibling or something like that, and it just doesn't really make sense, right? However, the real part to look at in that is, what is that situation allowing you to feel in that instant, right? Because what we'll be doing now is reverse engineering what happened there, right? It went in one direction and created a event that we really didn't enjoy or that we're not enjoying, and we can turn that around, right, by looking at how did it come about. Now there's one cause, period, but the cause of all this harmony, all trouble, is negligence of that one cause, right? So if we can get back in alignment with that one cause, then, well, the results of that cause will have to disappear as well, right? So here we go. Let's say there is an illness. The question that we would ask firstly, and this is stuff that all metaphysicians and stuff do, right? They'd ask themselves, well, what am I feeling? Right? How does this thing have me feeling? And if we really ask ourselves that, for instance, if we have a headache or something and we feel disempowered, we feel weak, we feel just uneasy, unsupported, or something like that comes up with that, then it's up to us to look at that and say, okay, so I feel unsupported, and so I have a headache. Now it looks like the headache makes us feel unsupported, or whatever the other thing was, but at the end of the day, if we were to really examine it, we'd see that we had to feel that way beforehand in order for that to come into form, right, to give us a reason to feel that way. Right? Funny enough, that's how it works. So it looks like if it happens the other way around, but it always happens that we feel that way initially, and then the ego, alright, or that electromagnetic force that goes out and bonds things together, brings it together in such a way that we experience that event, and we feel that event is the cause of the feeling, but the feeling was the cause of the event. So if we trace that backwards one step, we'll see that we had to feel that way initially, and then we can look at a step further. Well, why am I feeling this way? And then when we look at that, we can find a true cause, the thought that caused that. So if we feel unsupported, it might be something like, in life, we feel like a family member or somebody we know is not there for us when we need them, or we never felt like anybody was on our side, or anybody tried to look out for us when we were doing things, and if that comes up, then we finally hit the root. And in the root of that cause, realizing that we feel unsupported, and that's a thought that's running through and bringing the ego to create these events, we can go even a step further, and this is the step that makes the difference. This is the step that is always going to take care of it, right? Remember, there's one cause for everything, and that one cause is neglect of the only thing that really is. So if we reach the point where we realize, well, we feel unsupported, we can then in that moment realize that we are supported by the source of being, by all that is. We can turn within into meditation. We can draw on that directly and realize that we are supported in every single way possible. Everything comes to us in divine timing. Everything that we need for whatever we're doing is presented to us in the right order, the right sequence, and in ways that we couldn't even imagine. And when we get to that understanding and we embrace that and we know that to be true, we're one with that again. We allow ourselves to be supported. And when that support comes as a feeling through the intention that we just set by connecting, whatever symptoms were there before cannot be there, because you cannot be supported and unsupported at the same time. And that's really all it is. That's the healing process right there. So to retrace those steps, we figure out what we're feeling, right? Then we figure out why we're feeling that, and not really figure it out, but we just look at why are we feeling that, because it will be present to us. We won't tell anybody else, because most of the times people tend not to share things like that with others, but be honest with yourself, because it makes a difference for yourself. Why are you feeling that? And as you recognize that, you find a way from that place to link to your source of being again. And that's all that it takes. You know, some call it God, some call it source of being, some call it source, the absolute, Adonai, Elohim, all these different things. But whatever it is that you know is there for you, right? The name itself is for us to think about, but it is there regardless of if we call it the wrong or right name according to man, right? It gives you your breath. Right now in this instant, you're only breathing because of it. You're only living because it's there. So then why even worry about all the other things that people say about it? This is the very experience that you're living right now. And getting connected with that, being present at that, being aware of that is what creates that shift in you, allows you to have a true spiritual consciousness. And when I say spiritual, what I mean is leading towards the divine, towards the good, towards the true. So, that is the way you get out of any illness, any situation that feels to be uncomfortable to you, because you can undo the situation through your consciousness, but that is only there when you can transcend the ego by moving through what it has done and getting back to that place of direct connection to the source of being. I hope that this makes some sense to you, and again, I'm always open to, if you guys need questions answered and stuff like that, I'm here, I'm open, and I'm willing to do that all the time and to work with you, you know, because this is the way that I actually get to let some of my information that comes through me out. You know, it's an outlet and a way that I get to connect, and we get to do work together from here, right? This is for everybody, even those who may not have what, or may think they do not have what it takes to invest in doing a course or something like that. You know, this is a way that we can connect directly and move forward still. And so I'm really grateful for the time that you took to be here, and I hope you have an amazing day and apply what I said. You'll see the difference, right? Eternal love and infinite peace.